What would be embarrassing?
Nothing.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Could y'all hear us the whole time?
Could you hear us the whole time while we were talking? For the audio listeners, this will probably be in the. Oh, actually, it won't because I haven't started recording yet. Nice. There we go. Now I've started recording for the audio listeners.
Really says what we think of the audio listeners at this point.
It's just a lot easier.
Our focus has shifted temporarily to video
Because it's new and
because it's
cool.
new and we're trying to get used to it.
It's just a lot harder to do video stuff. There's a lot more involved. And I just like the audio, like the audio side. I have a template built. It's already done. Just press record and we go.
Yeah.
Unless my computer decides to shard on me. That's the only thing.
To shard on you?
Has it done that
Yeah.
recently?
Oh, not recently. No,
It got
But
slidey.
it has-
shard.
Have you sharded recently,
No, not that I know of.
Jackson?
No.
I wrote some sharts today.
You wrote some shards?
I wrote some sharts
I was up
today.
until about 2 o'clock last night writing shards.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. How's everybody doing?
Good, man.
Jackson's doing bad.
It was a weird week last week for everybody in Texas. So
I had a good week.
that's good.
Yeah. I just sat at home, got like my work done really easily, and then, played video games, watched movies, walked around like a desolate landscape. It was nice.
Did you fall?
No. I have like boots for that
Oh.
kind of thing.
I realized that I don't have a jacket or boots.
Wow.
Yeah,
You're from the like northeast.
we had to go into work on Thursday, and I see Dave walking into work, and I go, "Here comes Canada, not wearing a fucking jacket."
I was like, fuck, man, I don't have a coat. I mean, I have like a denim jacket, but
yeah.
I can't close it because I'm too fat.
Ugh.
Or maybe I should be kinder to myself. The jacket's too small.
There you go.
There you go.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Morning.
Morning.
Welcome to Don't Be the Artist. I'm Hagen.
I'm Dave.
I'm Adam.
You little guy in a big coat.
That guy. Oh yeah, that was me.
Yeah. That's what I was doing. I'm glad you understood the Chris
Yeah.
Farley.
Tommy Boy, right?
I thought that was just like an SNL thing.
I think you're probably both right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be both.
I think
Yeah.
when they're in the hotel, he does it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Texas was definitely. That's why we didn't do an episode last week. Texas was frozen over, so we missed last week's episode. But
Yeah. Well, a lot of people were saying it was snowing. That was very generous.
It didn't snow.
No, it iced.
yeah,
Yeah.
it did not. It did not snow.
The roads
Not
in
even at
Dallas.
all, actually. It never did snow,
yeah,
which is the sad part.
It definitely did.
Well, but, like,
around-
it
Adam,
didn't-
you fucking idiot.
It didn't stick on the
Jesus.
ground and didn't see that
Look,
there
we're,
was snow.
we're trying to mansplain to our audience
Yeah,
that
that's
it
fair.
didn't snow that much. Now we get to turn on you.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Oh fuck,
What, you got excited? You
Oh,
want to
cancel
mansplain?
we're all mansplaining, so we get.
Oh, yeah.
One.
Does that mean we get none, or who is this for? Is it for the listeners? Is it a game
What, the cancel book?
against us? Yeah.
the can-
It's
what
just
do
a
you,
thing we do. What do you mean?
What,
Okay.
Why?
Did
what-
you forget?
You started this.
years.
You started the cancel buck thing. I don't
This is your
understand.
fault.
This is. What are you questioning?
Nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't sound like nothing to me.
That seems
That's
like you were
great.
questioning it.
Yeah, the freeze was pretty okay for us. I thought that it was actually like the most annoying thing, and this is like the most privileged fucking thing in the whole wide world, is that like this room in particular, like this is like my office space. This is where like I play video games in here, right?
A little peek behind the curtain.
Watch Office Space.
This is my office. I play video
Where
games.
I play video
yeah.
games.
So I was in here a lot during like that time period, and it's a really closed off like room to the house. It was just hot. It was just fucking. I was sweating. I was wearing
Close the
shorts. Then I'll be cold.
What are you
Close the
gonna
vent
do?
and Put some pants on.
I didn't want it at that point.
It's warm in here.
It is warm in here.
It's always warm in
We
here.
also have the lights on us. I didn't have the lights on me.
It's not warm in here.
Contrarian.
I got real quiet. I think my voice. That was actually my voice giving out.
It's not warm in here.
No, I was way quieter than that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Is it-
even sure if the mic picked it up.
Is
I
it
think
from?
it did.
I heard you.
Yeah.
Is it from the set list I made?
Hmm.
Are you losing your voice because of the?
No. It just gave out. It just did.
It just did.
Just done.
Yeah.
Or it just didn't?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
We're going to have to think about that one.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you gonna have to think about for how long?
When are you going to fill this? So you got posters all over this room and you got like one little corridor right there with nothing. Is that like your like people who are completely tatted up who don't have elbow tattoos or knee tattoos? Is that your knee?
Okay, so I feel like that part of like that corner of the room, it feels like disrespectful to put posters over there because it's like the corner, I don't really look at it. Like it's not like,
Yeah, if the door is open, you're not going to be able to see them.
there were posters that someone suggested I should put over there and I was like, that feels really mean. But yeah, I that's why there's no poster in that corner, but otherwise the room is fully tatted.
Fully postered.
Yeah, fully postered.
So that is your elbow.
That's my elbow. Yeah.
Yeah, I get
Not this one. That's not my elbow.
Can you lick it? Can you kiss it?
Can anyone here lick their elbow?
Adam can.
I'd be very surprised.
He said that so confidently.
I've seen you dance. I know how flexible you are.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's a good dancer.
Was he flexible when he danced though?
He was
doing
dancing
splits.
when he was flexible. Yeah, he did death drops.
He did.
Adam did death drops.
I guess I forgot about this.
Fuck. That sucks.
I really I love death drops.
I don't know what they are.
That's I don't know if it's like it originated in the drag scene, but a lot of drag queens will do it with that.
Oh.
It's the thing where they just go, their body goes real rigid and they just fall backwards and hit the ground real hard.
That's insane.
And the reason I love it is it seems like such a risky move. And I've said this before of like, it feels like that scene in Blades of Glory where they have the like, we don't do that move because like it'll cut your head off, that kind of thing. And it's like, whenever I see somebody do that move, any performer, I'm just like, you didn't have to do that, but you did that for us. And I really appreciate it.
Is there a technique to it?
Yeah, you can do it. I mean, I don't know that they're all doing it without getting hurt, but
I would assume that's the technique, though, is not getting hurt and
You land-
doing it in like a safe way, right? Like,
Well, yeah.
you land in like a specific way. I think it's like how you like bend your like, because one leg kind of just goes straight and the other leg kind of bends at the knee, and I think you fall.
Kind of brace it
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
and then keep your head up so you don't.
It's like the splits where like, yeah, you have a potential of hurting yourself, but
Yeah.
you can do it right.
One of my students last week was like, which one can you do better? A side split? Like a left side split or right? I was like, do you look at me and think I can do the splits? I like that. That's fun.
And then you pointed to the coat in the side of the room. You said, "Can I put that on?"
Can I even wear that thing?
And you're like, absolutely. Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That's a nice kid.
Yeah.
That's a nice kid.
He's a good kid.
very optimistic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kids. They're pretty optimistic,
Yeah,
aren't they?
usually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty optimistic.
Yeah.
Well, you lose that at some point in time.
Because you get friends like us.
I guess that's what it is. So we're here to talk about the Grammys today. Anybody watch them?
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
I didn't think we would actually say that on air.
I
was just asking
it was
everybody.
funny. I thought it was funny to say that. Well, because why didn't we watch them?
For me, I knew we would talk about it, and I just kind of like I gambled, and I was like,
We all gambled.
I really gambled, and I was like, somebody's gonna watch them. It's not gonna be me. I've done it 2 years in a row now.
We all have, yeah.
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 Did we all watch it last year? I thought it was just you and me.
No, 2 years ago we all watched it.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I watched it
Last
late,
year was just you and
We've
I.
gone down 50% every year.
True.
and
well-
now we're at nothing.
Now we're at nothing.
I used to watch the Grammys every year
With your mom, right?
Yeah. And so I just don't like. I know I get the gist. I also don't really care to just have that on for hours and hours and hours.
It's
and
so long.
also when it started, we were still like rehearsing, so it was like. I don't know. I just didn't really care to watch the entire thing. I would much rather just go back and watch clips, highlights. It was all on TikTok later. So
Yeah.
it was all on TikTok.
That's how I ended my evening last night.
Same.
Well,
That's exactly what I did.
I looked at it and I thought, okay, at least today I was going to watch the live performances. And then, I pulled up some article with all of them listed and the highlights and the lowlights. And they're either they didn't have, it's impossible to find them. And I talked about this a little bit before the show, but like I remember that first year we did this, and I loved that song that Haim performed, and I was like, I want to listen to that performance. I can listen to the song, but I want to hear the performance. And was it as good as I remember? And like the Grammys don't post anything for like 3 fucking months or something.
If
And
that, there's some stuff they never post, and it doesn't make any sense.
And I think it's super dumb because this is the only week people are talking about the Grammys. This week is it. After this, it's like nobody cares until next February. And it's like, well, if you're not going to post them, then I don't give a shit. I'm not going to watch them. Because the ones that we were able to find is like somebody with their phone recording their laptop, putting it on Twitter. And it just like sounds like shit, looks like shit. And we're just like, fuck this.
Yeah, that was something that I was trying to do today. As I was like, I'm not gonna watch the whole Grammys today. I thought about watching the whole thing, but I was like, okay, I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. I'm just gonna watch like highlights, maybe the live stuff, but just kind of watch like speeches, because some of the speeches that got posted on TikTok were pretty heartfelt. So I was like, let me try to find just most of this. And every time, and this happened last year too, because I didn't watch last year. I was like, I'm just gonna watch highlights, and then I got fucked by by the way they have it set up. Like, I don't understand. They like, it needs to change.
Well, they don't want people to actually view it.
It's weird.
I mean,
They just want to hang out and give people awards and have nobody else be able to see it again later. I guess.
Yeah.
It
You
doesn't
have
make
to
any
show
sense.
up. Yeah, it's super weird.
I did also have this feeling when I was looking at the list of performance. Obviously, I'm being hyperbolic here, but I was like, it feels like we're doing just the same performer, like rotating like the same list of people. I was like, I feel like Harry Styles has been here every year performing, and Bad Bunny, and then we have Trevor Noah just in the corner, like,
Brandy Carlisle.
yeah. It's just like it feels like that, and I was, as I said, hyperbolic. Obviously,
No.
not literally.
No, you're right, and that's how it always has been. Like, that's like whenever I used to watch when I was younger, it was always the same people who showed up. And whenever it was someone different, you either got the reaction of like, oh, that's cool, or like, why are they here?
Yeah.
It's never like, oh, this is a neat thing. So of course they're gonna go to what they know is gonna work. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna repeat itself a lot, and it's gonna be really, really like repetitive and kind of annoying. But at the end of the day, I thought that some of the stuff at this year's Grammys was pretty cool. I thought some of the winners were interesting.
Wet Leg.
I don't know any of the winners, so you guys
let's
enlighten
talk about
me.
it.
Yeah. So Wet Leg did win Best Alternative, I think.
I think 2.
Was it 2? Okay.
I think, maybe Best Alternative Album and Performance.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that one was pretty cool. Madison Cunningham won for folk album, which I thought was very, very cool. The biggest like shock of the night was the Bonnie Raitt win for Best Song.
I did see a hot take on this, which I won't name and shame them, but it was a very just like, what a boomer take. And they had screenshotted.
Screenshotted.
I know exactly what poster.
Screenshotted.
Exactly what poster you're gonna talk
you know
about.
who I'm talking about.
Yep.
The two, like basically the category of everyone, and it lists all the songwriters and everything. And they basically said, really happy whoever
Bonnie
this
Raitt.
person is won. And they said, and also look at like it only takes one person to write a song. And I was like, ugh, get fucked.
Yeah, they said notice the difference between these lists, and these songwriters. It only takes one person to write a great song. And I'm like, okay.
We do this every year, right?
No one ever said that that's like not the case here. Like, that's not what anyone would ever argue.
And again, I'll say that I've changed my tune on that, because 2 or 3 years ago I would have been the same way.
Sure.
I've complained about that in the past, but I also realized that like if you give any input during the writing of a song at all, you get credit.
Well,
You should, yeah, and you should.
Exactly.
And
but
here's the thing about
sometimes
Bonnie
that's
Raitt.
how it ends up on, like, there ends up being a massive amount of people all writing one song.
Yeah, and sorry, I didn't mean to call out Bonnie Raitt. Here's the thing about a lot of these like solo performers. They will have people who are giving input. They'll have hired guns, and maybe that was always that way from the start. But maybe some of those hired guns are pulling more weight than you just wrote the lyrics, that kind of thing.
I think I would wonder in that case. I didn't look into it. I'd wondered like like who her producer on the album was, and that that might give some more insight to what the situation was. But like for Easy on Me, for Adele, like the only other person that was credited was Greg Kurstin. Does that therefore make Easy on Me like also a great song but not quite as good because there's two people working on it? Like it doesn't make any sense.
50% less.
Yeah,
God, God forbid people work together to make art.
Super weird.
I mean, and we can drop it, but like when people see like the Beyonce list and you see, okay, there's like 15 people on a song and they're like, yeah, this is what's wrong with pop music. I mean, what you are arguing against is transparency.
Yeah.
Because you have that amount of people working on one song, even at the local level. It's just whether or not they're getting that kind of recognition. They're in the album credits. It's just, are they actually getting that kind of credit? And so to people like, I mean, she's the only one who comes to mind, really.
Yeah.
Beyonce, who is like a stan of making sure that her whole team is accounted for. And I really think at the end of the day, these awards, the amount of awards that Beyonce gets, I don't want to put words in her mouth, but I'm sure she doesn't care about the awards for her. I think she cares that like, I want my team to get this. I want this person who maybe only produced one song with me to have that on their record going forward, and I may never work with them again, that kind of thing. So it's just like, I think people who argue against that, it's like they're arguing against the transparency in pop music, and it's there in everyone. It's there in every single one of those artists that says it's just them. It's there too.
But it's also the same in, I mean, not to the same extent, but like the principle is the same in most styles of music.
Yes.
It's very rare that you come across a band where it's just the band doing it. There's outside sources, a producer or like even engineers, or they might hire in like a featured artist or what. There's always going to be people on the outside who are going to help with that. Like if you hear a rock record and there are strings on the record, I guarantee those fucking like the music, like the rock musicians didn't do that. There's a chance they did.
Well, and it may not even been their idea either.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole thing about like, I would assume at any album, the producer at least has like very significant input that should be listed.
Yeah. Well, like a band that comes to mind that like does pretty much everything themselves is Periphery. But whenever like they have strings in their songs, he'll like MIDI it out and then he'll send it to a guy and he's like, let me fix this. Because it's like, I know how to arrange this. I know how to get the right people and we're going to make it work.
Yeah.
So one great example of what you're saying in it, like in a more gray area way, James Blake, the English producer, whatever, musician, starting on his 2019 album Assume Form and going forward on the other two albums after that, he has given his wife Jamila Jalil, I think that's it. Jamila Jamil. She has producing credits.
I've noticed that.
Writing credits. She doesn't produce or write on these songs, but he has always, and when people have asked him about that, he's always said, she's the first person who hears these songs outside of me. So she deserves as much credit as like the producer who's in there day in, day out with me, because she's the first filter.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, I mean, there's an argument for that. That's obviously way on the other side of the spectrum of like, oh, do you give it to your mom because she gave you like music lessons or like, paid for
or
it?
she birthed you?
Yeah, like do you do that? Like
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't even say it's a slippery slope. I'm just saying like he's obviously going above and beyond.
Yeah, you can interpret it however you want to. Yeah.
But how quickly we can get into oblivion with that concept shows you how ridiculous it is to make that argument in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, like I think that there is a really positive thing here, which is Bonnie Raitt winning Song of the Year against all the people that she was up against, and like the look on her face. If you guys have not seen the look on Bonnie Raitt's face when she won, it was like genuine shock. She had no idea. It was crazy. But like that's a very cool thing. But
she was just glad that she showed up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, Beyonce was late. I don't know if you saw that, but
no.
Yeah.
Was she actually was she late because of LA traffic? That's what Trevor Noah said.
Yeah, she was apparently like stuck in traffic, but apparently she was. I don't know. That's all.
If you're
gonna win at least one Grammy and you set the whatever record that she took now as what most Grammys ever by an artist.
Yeah.
I would think you should tell your like team to get you there on time. I don't know.
Get a chopper.
Get into the chopper.
I do think that with her that's a great way to Beyonce is now like she now has the most Grammys from anybody.
She was
of anybody.
nominated 9 times last night.
Yeah.
crazy.
Now she has 32 Grammys, I believe.
Wow.
And yeah, so she has the most Grammys, and I think that the worst thing about that is that James Corden is the one who gave it to her. James,
That's pretty bad.
James Corden is the one who announced it, and he opens the envelope and he goes, "Wow, this truly is an honor. We are witnessing history, folks." And then Beyonce stood up.
She was like, I fucking know what's going to happen.
She started standing up right then. It was like, and I told my wife Kara, and she's like, "That's kind of fucked up." But she just started standing up like that. I was like,
no, yeah.
I think it kind of is, but I think it's also like she had this look on her face of like, yeah, I know, it's good,
Yeah.
But yeah,
Not in a boastful way, but in like a fucking, in a boastful way.
No, not in a boastful way. I'm agreeing. Like it wasn't in a boastful way. Yeah, it seemed very like, I'm here. I've done it.
But she didn't win for album of the year, right? So she still has never.
No.
She's
won a
won
Grammy for that.
32 Grammys and has never won album of the year.
I don't believe so. No.
Yeah.
Hey, but she had like, I think it was like 250,000 of people waiting in the queue for her Paris show. So she's fine.
Yeah, of course she's fine. I mean, we're talking about
She doesn't
like,
need it.
Yeah.
Well, and also when the album of the year person won, people in the audience were yelling, "It should have been Beyonce. It should have been Beyonce."
That's
like,
fucked up.
What the fuck, dude? Like, holy shit. So
She needs one more.
yeah. So Harry Styles won album of the year for Harry's House, and there's a lot of like controversy about it. There's some people who are like, obviously the Harry Styles stans are like, this is fucking awesome, and then there's like I don't know. Anthony Fantano posted a really funny TikTok about how he didn't like that pick. But
I mean, I thought that everyone expected Beyonce to win for Resistance.
yeah, I think there was
Wouldn't make sense to me
At this point,
but
though,
yeah,
if she
can't
hasn't
say
won
that.
album of the year, then
I can't.
Yeah.
but
I kind of feel like at this point she's not going to win album of the year ever, and that's just going to be a thing.
I think if she didn't win album of the year for Lemonade, that she's not going to win album of the year.
I don't think she did.
yeah.
No,
It's
we're
too
saying
late.
she didn't.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Shit.
I don't know if you know anything about the Grammys, but
It's over, man. But yeah, I personally thought that was a cool thing that Harry Styles won for album of the year, especially because, and I didn't see this whole clip. This was, again, it's hard to see everything, but for some reason his grandmother was on stage. And I guess that they had family members from each person who was nominated, I guess, on
was
stage.
that the case?
I don't know.
I thought they pulled
weird.
up random audience people.
Was that what it was?
I'm pretty
I
sure
couldn't
it's
see the
random
clip.
people, and it's somebody's grandma who's a big fan of Harry Styles.
Was it? Okay, I thought it was his grandma, but
I don't know.
He does say grandma.
yeah, he does. Yeah,
We
yeah.
didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
obviously,
He just
so we
walks
don't
up to
know,
old
but-
people and says, "Grandma."
Which I would be like, hi, grandson.
But Trevor Noah was like, "I'll let you read it aloud," and it was that Harry Styles won. And the picture that I posted on our Instagram story, I don't know if you guys saw it, is Lizzo taking a picture of Harry Styles like hand in his face, like, "Oh my god, I won!" And she's screaming over him, taking a picture, like, "Yeah, you did it!" But yeah.
It was very rude when he was giving his speech and everybody was like, Beyonce should have won.
Like you could hear it.
oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you could hear it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
It was bad.
yeah,
The
That's
start of his
fucked.
speech was pretty good, though. He just walks up and he's like, "Shit."
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Unprepared.
I
Yeah.
saw I did see when I was trying to find some live footage, it was during Steve Lacy's performance. This was the first time I realized this, but I was like, we're getting a heavily focused lens when we're watching these Grammy performances.
Yes.
And it was like somebody up in the rafters or something, and they had zoomed in on Taylor Swift, got up during Steve Lacy's performance, walked over to Harry Styles, hugged him, and was just talking. And if you look at everyone, all the nominees and guests, they're all just talking. No one's actually paying attention to the performance. And I was like, oh, this is so manufactured in an odd way.
Yeah,
that would
they're-
be so uncomfortable to be that performer up there.
They're just there to party.
Yeah.
Like all like the people who were like nominated, they're just there. Like there's
They're all day.
I mean, there's an aspect of that's why the Golden Globes are more enjoyable to watch because everybody's just hanging out and having a good time and they're drinking a lot.
there's a person that I follow. He's a voice actor and he was nominated for a Grammy. He's part of I can't remember the name of the a cappella group. I think it's King's Return. I think is what it is. But they're Dallas based and they
oh yeah.
yeah, and they were nominated for a Grammy, and he was tweeting all night like basically just like, I just talked Taylor Swift, I'm having a great time. He was like clearly just like, I'm gonna party. Like
Yeah.
it was a really really cool like thing to watch his experience like live on his Twitter while he was just like, I'm having a great time. This is so much fun. But yeah, it is really weirdly manufactured, especially because people are so judgy of every single performance.
Well, what read odd to me though is that it didn't even scream to me like, oh, these people are here to party. They are the like bar section of the show where like, hey, we paid $70 to drink $10 Bud Lights, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
$10 is low. But they like it read to me, I was like, these people perform so much and they only perform at their shows and don't go to other shows. I was like, I don't think they have like concert etiquette. I don't think
they
Jay-Z,
they don't know how to like sit there and watch somebody else perform. Yeah.
I'm just picking a random person, but like I would be shocked if Jay-Z had concert etiquette. I don't believe any of these people actually know how to like, hey, don't talk during a show. Just look.
There's a good chance of that. I would say that like, I mean, if the way that I feel about performing is anywhere close to the way that they do, then like they are burnt out probably. So like like it's really hard for me whenever I'm at a show with a bill, like 3 or 4 bands, to watch every minute of every fucking band that's playing. Yeah. And that's really rude of me. I know I should try harder to watch everything, but I'm just like, I can't. I'm so music is like, I love it. It's my favorite thing in the whole wide world, but it exhausts me to just like to constantly be enveloped, especially when like I have to perform later or I just performed. Now for all of them, it's not necessarily the case. And you're probably right on some level that they probably do have some sort of like lack of concert etiquette, which I think probably would be because they just don't give a shit. They're just there because they have to be there.
Yeah, and they know what they expect from their audience, so maybe they do know a little bit about it, but to actually be in the audience is a totally different thing.
Totally different.
And I think you're onto something there.
Yeah, yeah.
Quick side story: that guy that you're talking about that was at the Grammys, he was the guy that was performing at the Rustic the day we went to get your wedding, your suit.
Oh my God, you're married?
Oh, one of the guys in that band?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. The guy, okay, was he the one that went to UNT? Okay, nice. The guy that I follow, he went to SMU, and he is a voice actor for like a bunch of video games and stuff that I play.
Oh, okay.
So
Troy Baker?
yeah, Troy Baker.
Oh my fucking God.
His name's Gabe Kunda. He's an awesome voice actor, awesome singer.
Oh my God, Troy Baker.
Troy
That's
Baker.
Joel. And the one guy from the Hideo Kojima game.
And he also is the Joker
I don't care about that.
and Batman. He's both.
Whoa.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Batman.
So, Batman?
Batman.
Spider-Man. So, record of the year was Lizzo, About Damn Time. So again,
What's the difference?
it's the song.
Oh.
We do this every year too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
do this
Well, I was about to clarify. It was record of the year is the song, right? So record of the year.
I'm sorry, who won? I didn't listen.
Excellent. It was
It was Wizzo.
it was Lizzo for About Damn Time.
Wow.
So Lizzo won. Kendrick won rap album. And Taylor Swift won music video.
I thought you were about to say music album. Taylor Swift won music album.
It's a new category they
They
made
just
up
keep
for
making
her.
categories so everybody can win.
For the music video, which was like the short film for that song. I think that was the one that was about Jake Gyllenhaal. That was like 7 or 8 minutes long. She directed the whole thing. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty good little video. Pop duo / group performance was Unholy, Sam Smith and Kim Petras, which regardless of what we think of the song, it's the first time a transgender person has won a Grammy. So that's super duper fucking cool.
I hate the song.
I hate the song too.
So catchy.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I hate the song.
Catchy, but yeah, you don't want to listen to it.
Yeah.
I've never heard the whole song.
You just know the chorus.
Just
though.
the chorus,
Yeah.
yeah, from
Yeah.
TikTok.
Now that you say that, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I know that chorus like the back of my fucking hand. But I couldn't tell you what Kim Petras' part is like, other than like just singing in the chorus.
It was the same thing for About Damn Time too. I didn't realize it was. I was learning that song.
Song's super short. It's like 2.5 minutes.
It's not that long.
Yeah. So I do remember that one.
Yeah, but the
But-
chorus for that one is all I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The in a minute.
I know
part,
the that's the TikTok.
And then for a second, I thought you were going to do the Miss Piggy.
The didn't I do it for you?
Yeah. Were you looking at him like, is he going to do it?
I gonna do it.
Me?
Yeah.
I've never watched the Muppets, so I couldn't give
What?
you a
It's a-
Miss Piggy.
It's a TikTok thing, so it doesn't. It's also not Miss. I mean, it's like it's someone made Miss Piggy sing for this TikTok trend.
I have gotten to the point with TikTok that I only get on when I see the podcast has posted something, and I'll just go heart react it and then immediately close the app.
Good for
Damn.
you.
I'm
probably
supportive.
good. Yeah.
Good for you. So the other
That
couple
wasn't
other,
a flex, by the way. I'm just saying, like, that's where I am with
Sure.
it.
So the other kind of like controversial wins, some people find them controversial. Rock album and metal performance were both won by Ozzy.
That dude's retired.
So I think that's kind of why it's cool that he won. It was like pretty poignant. Like it's the end of like he
Right.
announced he's done
Capping it.
touring,
Yeah.
and then he
He
wins
old
2
as
Grammys,
fuck.
and then Willie Nelson won country solo performance.
And
So
that's controversial.
people were like, they shouldn't win this award because they are like we should be talking about what's happening now and creating the culture and music now, not the like older like stuff.
Yeah,
Dude,
because
they- wait,
Willie
wait.
Nelson's really
And
irrelevant.
Bonnie
so.
Raitt's just like,
That's a weird argument because
I am also really young. Yeah.
I agree. Go to bed, Willie Nelson.
if they release something, then they are part of now. I'm not saying that
No,
they're
Willie
the
Nelson
most
doesn't do
relevant.
anything that's relevant. Sorry.
Well, no, but
I mean, I agree, but like it's like he is releasing stuff, so he is part
he's,
of what
he's
is
part of
now.
the pop culture too. So like
Technically, I am part of now. I'm not going to be at the Grammys, but like technically, like I
Well,
would
like-
argue if you're releasing music, you're part of now.
Yeah.
yeah. So like the
No matter
argument,
how old you are,
the
if you're
argument
legacy.
people were making were that like for like rock album, for example, there are the example that I saw was they listed off Idols, which was nominated, and Machine Gun Kelly in the same fucking sentence.
That's
as-
what's
as
happening
if-
now.
I mean, yeah.
Who did this? Somebody that we know.
Machine Gun Kelly.
No. It was an article. It was an article I read. But
MGK.
but they were talking about how like these are the things that are like making current rock music, and like Turnstile was nominated, and they didn't like they're what's happening, and like instead Ozzy's winning.
What's happening?
What's happening?
What's happening?
Really, that's a win for Andrew Watt, I think.
Well, and yeah, I
If
mean
that's his name, the
there's-
producer for that
yeah,
record, because he has
there's-
played such a big hand in it.
it's I see no issue with it. I thought it was cool for Ozzy to win as like a little like cap to
People
the
didn't even know that he was retiring when they
Yeah,
voted.
yeah.
So it's like,
Well, and even if
Well,
they
no,
did,
yeah.
why does that matter? If they
well, and that doesn't that I thought
like,
that was
oh,
just
Heath
a,
Ledger shouldn't get the Oscar because he's fucking dead.
Jesus.
Like, no, like that played a part in it, and
Yeah.
like that shouldn't take away from a performance.
no.
Yeah, I agree.
That's not what happened
Well,
with Ozzy, but like,
but then the next thing people will say is, oh well, that album was dog shit anyway. Like, why would that? And it's like I didn't listen to the album.
It's not
but
a bad album.
I didn't.
bruv, you dog shit.
I didn't listen to it, but
Whoa.
what? But like, I mean, like, enough people voted on it to
Yeah,
win
apparently
2 awards.
Apparently,
so
it was good enough to not just win one. Yeah, it
Yeah.
won 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I do find it weird that it was in rock and metal.
Yeah.
And I think there
That
needs
happens
to be
a lot,
more of
though.
a distinction between
Yeah.
that.
I think they're the same. I think that
Can you?
if you
wait,
look
you
at,
can submit to both.
Good question.
That doesn't seem
I
fair.
think you can submit to probably anything. You could probably submit that to like R&B.
Maybe that's how Beyonce wins her album Grammy. Then
Whoa,
Just
you
submit
can't
to every
say
album.
that. Yeah, no, but like when I look at like I know everyone talks about like oh Black Sabbath invented like metal or heavy, whatever you want to say. I think it's all of it. I think it is a metal band. I also think it's a rock band. Like
Yeah.
I think
yeah,
I think they're firmly rooted in both, and I think yes, you could win both
I
or
think
be considered for both.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that I would wish is that they would, which they've been doing a lot better job at, is expanding on like what comes into the metal nominations. But they've been doing a better job of like expanding more into like not just the Megadeth and Metallicas of the world kind of thing.
Yeah.
But which again, like I guess, is kind of contrary to what I was saying earlier. But I do think that it's fine to have these big names in there, but just kind of stretch out more. Like I mean, the Turnstile was in there. That's great. That's stretching out. That's great.
Yeah, they got a nomination. That's really
Wait,
cool.
were they in metal?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, would you put them in metal or rock?
I would put them in rock.
So you
Like,
could say
firmly.
then that like metal bands can be considered rock but you can't really consider a rock band a metal band.
No, I wouldn't say that. I'm just saying Turnstile doesn't make sense to me as a metal band.
Does Moniker make sense as a metal band?
No.
A medical band?
No.
Because we'll heal your eardrums.
Couple songs do.
No.
Yep.
No, I don't think so. What?
Two-way mirror?
No.
No.
It's metal.
It's got
I did the
it's
wrong
got a
thing.
Sabbath riff. It definitely has a Sabbath riff,
Yeah.
but that doesn't make it a metal song, I would think. Like I do think there are songs that have like a breakdown, like pop songs even that will have breakdown.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Great example. My Chemical Romance. When I saw them live, I was like, damn, some of these songs go way heavier than I thought they did. They would have like these breakdowns that in the recording, you don't even really think about it because it's so produced in there. And then when you're sitting there live, you're like, holy shit, this is heavy as fuck.
Right. Yeah.
And I would say that that's like a, you
Sure,
know, basically pop at the time and was metal. Had
But-
metal breakdowns,
Speaking of...
but was not a metal song.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I see the distinction there. But speaking of older people getting nominated, one thing I thought was weird was Dr. John, who
Is he still alive?
died in 2019,
Okay.
was nominated for something, and I didn't check to see if it was a posthumous release, but
Interesting.
I would think it has to
It would
be,
have to be, yeah.
unless it was a lifetime award kind of thing.
Or if it was something that he was like had already recorded. Well, maybe it would still be posthumous then. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Super weird.
I thought you were going to bring up that Dr. Dre got his own award named after him.
Yeah. Yep.
Dr. Dre wins the Dr. Dre Award.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Who do you think won Best Producer?
Oh, it's Jack Antonoff.
It is Jack Antonoff. And the list.
Were all the
lists-
nominees him too?
It lists all the stuff he worked on, and the second one is the Minions. It's like, yeah.
I thought it was a great
Wait, actually-
idea what he did.
Did the Minions one win movie soundtrack or something like that?
Oh, I don't think so.
I mean, if Jack Antonoff's involved, I think
Just a little recap while Hagen's looking that up. I thought it was a brilliant idea what he did for the Minions soundtrack.
It
I don't
was.
know if it panned out well. I doubt it did, but like the idea was he was taking all of these like I think like 70s songs, you know, like Earth, Wind and Fire style songs, and getting all of his like artists friends to do a rendition. So I think like Phoebe Bridgers did one and like all that kind of stuff. I was like, that's a brilliant idea.
we'll probably see that pay off in like 10 years when the generation like growing up watching this movie all the time really enjoys that kind of music or something.
Oh,
The Gentle
good point.
Minions.
I don't know what that meant. Yeah, sure.
Okay, boomer.
I can't find the movie one. There's just so many fucking
There
categories.
are so many
man.
categories. It's
Control F.
hard to look.
I think one of the cringiest things I have ever experienced is someone doing a Minions
I'll
impression.
show you later how to do it. You search in the search bar and then scroll down all the way to the bottom, and it'll have what you're searching. You see
Great.
it?
Yeah, no, because I don't. Well,
Yeah, it's okay. I found it. It did
okay, good. Great. Awesome.
There is a category for best score for video games, though, which I think is new.
Oh, I forgot
for
that
inter-
they
for
did that.
interactive
This was
media.
the first year.
For interactive media,
Yeah.
yeah, it was Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I can't remember who gave the award, but it was a very, very funny thing to hear them say.
Dumb Frenchman came up. He's like, "Oof, we just punch the cigarettes and make the silly game."
Cancel button.
Oh no, fucking give me all of them. Fuck them. Fuck Ubisoft.
I thought you were going to say fuck the French people.
That was
Get
good.
bent, Ubisoft.
Nice, good one, good one. Trying to think if there's any other interesting.
Did anybody see the performances? I know that the big
I-
one with like Sam Smith is like getting the fury of Ted Cruz,
Yeah, but that's not a surprise.
getting the whimper of Ted Cruz.
I watched as much as I could of the hip hop performance, which
Like
was
13 minutes, right?
Yeah, it's about 13 minutes
Did
long.
Questlove curate that?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was a hip hop turns 50 performance that Questlove curated the whole thing, and a lot of people performed. It was the list is crazy. Like I thought that it was going to be like just
Isn't it like 30 people or something like that?
it was probably close to that. There was Grandmaster Flash, DJ Jazzy Jeff, Busta Rhymes, Missy Elliott, Black Thought, Run DMC,
Missy Elliott, that's so cool.
LL Cool J, Queen Latifah. It was like a crazy amount of people.
I wonder if there's in like the hip hop community, if there's any. I'm just trying to think of like if they had a similar thing where it's like punk turns 50. The whole punk community would be like, this is not punk, fuck this.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I
No,
wonder
they
if
would
that,
totally do it.
Yeah. Well, they would do it, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like the punk community, like the fans would be like, "This is not
No,
punk. Fuck this."
people would go for it.
I don't think they would.
You saw how good When We Were Young did. That we're at the right age where the
It's a
audience for
different
that-
age group, though. I'm talking about like
I think they'd go for it.
maybe
Like 70s punk.
yeah. Like, I think those people like
Most
if
of those
like
people are
Johnny
dead.
Rotten got up
That's
there,
fair.
Yeah.
like people would be like, "Yeah, this guy's a fucking corporate shill."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the full list. Big Boy, Black Thought, Busta Rhymes, Spliff Star, De La Soul, DJ Jazzy Jeff, Missy Elliott, Glorilla, Grandmaster Flash, Ice-T, Lil Baby, The Lox, Method Man, Nelly, Public Enemy, Queen Latifah, Rakim, Run DMC, Salt and Pepper, Scarface, Swizz Beatz, and Too Short.
That's crazy.
I wonder like if they were still alive, if like MF Doom would be on there, or if that's like too like left of mainstream.
If it was like, I mean, the fact that Questlove was curating the whole thing, I would say that's possible.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
Why
he's
weren't the
seen-
Death Grips on there?
I don't know.
Probably busy.
Yo. Yeah, I heard that Harry Styles was pitchy on his performance.
Oh, he was.
Oh, he was.
But
Okay.
the whole night, people were having in-ear problems,
Okay.
which is fucking hilarious to me.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a
Wait,
problem.
was that
there.
like posted or like?
There's the very beginning of the song. The first line that he sings is like he goes too sharp and then goes too flat
I'm
on two different notes.
I'm assuming that they had a rehearsal.
They did
So
because he did that whole like the
Yeah.
revolving stage thing. People were like
Crazy.
he looked like he was very unhappy.
yeah, crazy to me that they would have that many issues.
I
when-
remember whenever he different year, but that when he did the Watermelon Sugar performance,
It was great.
I felt like he looked. It may have been great, like sound wise, but like he looked like he was just like, "I'm here, like I'm doing it,
Yeah.
I'm checking a box." Whereas like everyone else, like it seemed more like they're like, "Fuck yeah, we're
Well,
here."
And he's been touring nonstop for a long time now. He
Yeah.
did like 15 nights at Madison Square Garden,
Yeah,
sold
it
out.
was insane.
Can
the
you
amount
imagine
of nights he
going
did.
from that to like an audience where nobody's paying attention?
Well, yeah, and also here you have to do this one.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to see it if they're watching.
It's a great
on TV.
point. That like I'm not sitting here like being like, "Oh, poor Harry, poor Harry."
No,
But-
again, he's fine, but like,
I like
That is a crazy
that's-
like change.
That's
though.
Yeah.
gotta be like that. Fuck, that's gotta feel really weird.
Yeah.
Because theoretically, you're performing to a bigger audience than.
but you can't see them.
Well, it's a bigger audience
There's
who
no
doesn't
feedback.
care as much as
Yeah.
the crowd who's there to see just you. And you have your people doing the sound and everything, and then you have whoever was doing this not doing everything right.
This
Yeah.
is a little bit of a tangent, but at my Juno show, the one that I just did at Texas Theater, there was a ton of people there. Super humbling, awesome. Not what I'm trying to do, but whenever I did the encore, the Juno set was over. So I was like, I'm going to do more movie songs for you guys. And people started leaving. And it didn't hurt my feelings, but like afterwards at the bar when we were kind of talking, I was like, I kind of got the taste of like seeing the people who are like, I'm going to get out before traffic gets real bad. And I was like, it didn't bug me because it wasn't my music. I was just
Yeah.
like, that's fine. You guys already paid. Like, if you want to go, go. That's totally okay.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the traffic getting out of Texas Theater is just awful.
But like I did have that moment. I was like, I mean, if I was, fucking Radiohead and then I played Creep and then everyone walked out, I get it. It didn't hurt my feelings in this instance, but I could see that really stinging.
Sure.
The biggest show I ever played was at House of Blues. It was sold out, and then after that, I had to go play another show with a different band at a small hole in the wall bar, and there was more people in the band than in the audience.
Yep.
And I was still like buzzing physically from playing to that many people.
Like the same night.
yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. And I was like, this is fucking strange. This is
Yeah.
really strange.
It's
Yeah.
one thing to go from like, oh, that night, and then the next night you can at least adjust.
Yeah,
But like,
no, it was
fuck.
like 2,500 people, 2 or 5 people.
oh, that just hurts to
It,
hear.
it was very humbling.
Moving on.
I guess they held like a different ceremony on Saturday as well.
Well, the
for-
Grammys is like a 4-day event now.
They
so.
can't keep getting away with this.
So
We must stop them.
At least I'm assuming this is
At the
them because
crypto.com arena.
Which formerly the Staples Center, right?
Yes.
yeah.
So stupid.
I guess that this isn't. I would assume that this is also the Grammys because it's from the Recording Academy. So Nirvana received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Recording Academy at the Special Merit Awards.
It's very timely.
Yeah, and they were all there. Dave Grohl, Kristen Novoselic, and Pat Smear were all there to accept the award.
Kurt, show up.
No, I think he was busy.
We all
No, that was funny.
We all knew that was coming though.
He's already got two, and he wants them. Don't give him what he wants. Yeah, so they won a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Did they name the award the Nirvana Lifetime Achievement Award?
No, I need to find the Dr. Dre name thing. That was hilarious. I read the sentence. I read like the paragraph about it. It's like, I can't believe Dr. Dre actually like got a Lifetime Achievement
I saw
Award
the
that
headline and I
he
was like, that's a
named.
typo, right? Like,
Yeah.
they put his name in there twice and
Was
nope.
it the first year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
It's still weird.
If it's not the first year, what the fuck?
No, it's still weird though to like.
Oh,
It's cool to like name an award after somebody, but it's weird to be like, I'm giving you this award and also it has your name on it.
Yeah, so
It's almost a given.
so next year somebody might earn the Dr. Dre
Yeah,
Lifetime
award for
Achievement
whatever.
Award. That's
yeah.
not
whatever
Dr.
it's
Dre.
called.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever the fuck they called it.
Eminem,
Eminem could win.
It's just going to be people that Dre has worked with.
maybe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't ever want to get a Lifetime Achievement Award because I would feel like it would be like the public going like, "You're done."
Maybe.
It's an aspect of that, but like Martin Scorsese got one for, the Oscars like what, 15 years ago? He's still doing stuff.
Is
But
he?
it was more of like we've never given you an award. Like
Yeah.
you've always lost. Like that's the kind of way it comes
Yeah.
across there at least.
Yeah.
Did Nirvana
He's-
win any Grammys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They were definitely nominated, but I'm fairly certain that they won. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I have on the Grammys. I don't know if you guys have any other thoughts on it.
We hit the performances.
Yeah.
We talked about the rewards.
Awards.
Awards.
I don't know, man. I mean, everybody's really upset that Beyonce didn't win, and I understand that she keeps getting snubbed, but we don't know how they vote on that, and it's not Harry's fault.
Yeah, it's not Harry's fault, and also that album was good.
Yeah.
Like the Harry Styles album was.
At the end of the day, it's like none of this matters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It-
like you said, everyone's gonna forget about it. At the end of the
Well,
week.
also,
Just
it's
getting
just
nominated
smoke and
is
mirrors.
a
Yeah.
bunch.
It's
Yeah.
just like,
What'd you say?
Just getting nominated is like a big
That's
thing.
huge, yeah.
Like
and that does go on her record. Like,
Yeah.
she might win a separate, or be the separate, like most nominated. Like, that's also pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Super impressive. Not pretty impressive, but like, yeah, like all of this is smoke and mirrors. At the end of the day, like, no one 50 years from now, no one's going to look at Beyonce and be like, and she was the most decorated artist of her time. No, they're going to be like, and check out this fucking album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And check this out. Like, that's what matters. And she's consistent on that and consistently better than everyone else on that. So it's like, cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
she's done what she needs to do. All this other stuff is just like, yeah, it's icing on the cake, but it's not, doesn't matter.
Well, and you can tell that by the fact that she'll just drop an album.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Man, that, I forgot, I don't know if I just heard this on a podcast or it was some video essay I was watching, how when Beyonce did that, that was so like out of the blue and so impressive. And everyone's like, this is so cool. And now we've gotten so desensitized to that. Like, so many people do that. It's just expected that people are like, yeah, when you're ready to release your album, a month tops. That's the heads up. But we expect, like, give us 2 weeks maybe.
Yeah.
Or just drop it. And like, but like nobody's excited by that. Like, if Harry Styles today just dropped something, yeah, like there would be his fans who'd be like, oh my God. But like none of us would be like, holy shit, he did that. We would just
Yeah.
be like, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is kind of weird because there's not any other kind of like mass market art that happens or could happen in. Like, we know a movie is coming like 3-4 years out.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
an album just seems to like happen if you're not following.
Video games are getting a little bit better about it. And it doesn't always work out this way. But like,
I mean, that's because things keep getting delayed, right? And
but
so
like
that looks worse.
But well, in video games now, people are transitioning to like, if you're delaying it, we interpret that as needs more time in the oven, or you're giving your workers more time instead of crunching it.
Yeah.
That might be just like an outsider's look on it, but with video games, like there's a big sequel to a Star Wars game coming out this year, and they announced it at the end of last year, like December or November. It was like,
It was before that.
well,
yeah.
they knew, everybody knew they were
Oh,
going
yeah.
to release it.
I guess they dropped the trailer in November.
But
Yeah,
they
that's
dropped
right,
the
yeah.
trailer and said this is coming out in March. November to March
That's
is
pretty
like
short. Yeah.
in video games. That's like next week. So
Yeah.
like it's almost always like there's games that have been announced like 6 years ago that we have seen nothing on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like there are art forms that are getting better about like, hey, we're reading what people like, because I fucking hate when people announce something and it's like, oh, that new movie is coming out fucking 4 years from now. Thanks, Christopher Nolan. I'll
Right,
fucking
yeah.
I'm gonna forget about this now.
Yeah.
But it's also like to those artists and anyone in that medium that can just drop something without promoting it before it comes out. It's such a luxury.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's more like I think it's crazy that like we've gotten to the point where like we expect it from those
Or it's
types
not
of
a
artists.
not a surprise.
I honestly
Yeah.
think that it's becoming the norm. It's going to become the norm across the board to just release your music. So like all of these like TikTok musicians who are like, our single drops in a week, in a month, whatever. Like they're playing like their music video or whatever like that. Like having their little like TikTok snippet that plays a lot. It's like everyone in the comments is like, just release the fucking thing.
Just release the song,
And then
yeah.
because like the promotion now is after the fact.
Yeah.
Like there are people's albums that are like 2 years old that blow up because of like a popular sound on TikTok or because of like a video it was used on like Instagram or something like that, right? So like
Well, and if you see something like promoted, whether it's TikTok or anywhere else, you want to just go listen to it
Yep.
instead of being like, well, I'm going to save that and then maybe I'll see it.
maybe I'll remember I saved this
Yeah.
thing and then go listen to it. It only really works like for me, like for what I've been listening to is one of my favorite artists released the single and I'm like, I've been listening to that a fuck ton. But like that's a very particular thing where it's like I'm obsessed with this person and I'm super excited about this. If he just released the album on Friday instead of the single, I'm not complaining about that. I'd be
Right.
chill. That's totally fine with me, right?
Yeah.
I do get sick of singles. Like
Yeah, for sure.
there are albums like I haven't listened to the National single because I just know I'm gonna listen to it. Coheed was really bad about this, and they're at that size of a band where it's like they have to release a ton of singles, but like releasing 6 singles on an 11-track album, it's like
Yeah.
please stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that because
Jesus
then you're sick of all
Christ.
the songs
Yeah,
by the time you get the full record.
Well, and not
When
even
you
that
hear
I'm
them out
sick.
of the context too,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
help.
Not even that I'm sick, but like there will be like, okay, well, let's say it's an hour-long album, and I get to the 2 singles. I'm not actively listening to them. I'm like, well, I know this one. This is my break song, and it's like I
Right.
don't want that,
Yep.
especially if I'm excited for the album.
It's hard to do that though sometimes.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm a saint for doing it. It's just more like I've noticed when I get to these albums I'm really excited for, I have a lesser experience because of that. Or what I'll do is I'll listen to the single once or twice
Just
and
to
then,
hear it.
Yeah, just to be like, okay, I've whet my appetite, and then I'll listen whenever the full thing comes out. Or if it sucks, I'll be like, I need to listen to the next single because like
Yeah.
that was stinky.
I'm no longer
Yeah,
excited
yeah.
for this album.
Yeah, might be baby shoes.
Might be baby shoes. It's
Might
true.
be. Yeah.
I understand that.
The Grammys. Are we done with them?
Done with the Grammys.
I don't
Until
know
next
if
year
I'll-
when we do this again and
Yep.
nobody even tried to watch it.
And we don't even look up who won.
We just go, I don't know. I think
guess.
Beyonce probably won, right?
Well, I think that there was a moment this like in the past week where we were talking about if we're going to talk about the Grammys this week, where I was like, we could just do a live react, like we could just live stream us watching it on Sunday.
That's a good idea.
But it's good. It's a good idea, but the problem is it's long
like 4.5 hours.
I
and
would have to hang out that long.
yeah, that would suck. And and also the main issue is that when you live stream stuff, when you live react to stuff like that, you can't actually have it on the screen and you can't actually have the audio playing.
Yeah.
So it's like it's
Oh, because copyright
yeah,
stuff.
copyright stuff,
You'd
right?
have to
Because
listen
God
to me
forbid people
eating.
watch the show that everybody's supposed to be watching.
If you get permission, which no one
No,
gets
I know,
permission
but-
to do that. Also, side note, we were at a bar place. I guess a bar. What do you call that? What do you call
Bar place.
A bar place. On Saturday, and they had a thing. I've never noticed this. I guess I'm an idiot, but they had all all in their calendars all over the place for the Super Bowl this Sunday. They said the big game, and I was like, why do they say the big game?
No, that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it costs a fuckload of money to say it's the Super Bowl. I had no idea.
Oh, is that why they
It
said
costs a fuck ton of money.
I didn't know that.
It's like
Yeah.
it's a trademarked or or copyrighted
Yeah.
name,
So
so you
if-
have to
if-
license it, which
so
is
and
insane.
that place is huge. So if like the place we were at is massive, so if they put, because I've seen local bars say Super Bowl watch party.
yeah, and they're probably not going to get found out.
Yeah.
If they do, they'll just go, "Oh, sorry, we didn't
But
know."
where we were is massive, and that's like they're like, cool. Well, we figured out use the, like that's a lot of money. So
Yeah.
To call it the big game.
to call it the big game.
It's really stupid.
Another fun fact: did you guys know that? Not fun at all, by the way. But I feel like I learned this yesterday, and I want to pass along the knowledge. That did you guys know that Dragon Force, like that like speed metal band, that like a lot of the original members beforehand were in this like quote unquote joke band, but the joke was that they were white supremacists, and. Yeah, right.
Huh.
And so I looked at the people were
What the fuck?
when I heard this, people were making the joke, yeah, so throw away your Guitar Hero controllers. And I was like, that's kind of funny. And then I was like, I have to look this up. And I looked it up. I was like, holy shit. Like, this has been like well-known knowledge since like 2014.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And the guy's
That's
like,
not what I would have even expected. Yeah.
and like, I'm not going to repeat any of the like song names, but they're like, it's very much like, oh yeah, no, that's real bad. You can't use that word at all, that kind of stuff. So, yeah. And I like, there was like a specific like reporter who like confronted them about it in an interview. It was like, hey, I was doing some like, digging on the new album, and you guys like, you have to explain to me what you're thinking. And they basically said like, yeah, that was just like a joke band when we were like 18, and like the whole thing was like we were thinking about like doing like Cannibal Corpse style lyrics where like nobody thinks they're actually like cutting up babies. I was like, that's like B-movie horror, dude. You're actually saying
fuck.
like
You're
real bad
spewing,
stuff.
Holy shit.
Yeah, crazy. So maybe don't listen to Dragon Force. I didn't that wasn't like upsetting to me in the sense of like, God, I can't listen to Through the Fire and the Flames. It was just more upsetting that I was like, that's not funny. Never was.
That's crazy that like because like Herman, I'm curious what Herman Lee's like reaction is gonna be.
I think he might have been in the band.
Well, but he's huge on TikTok and social media and stuff. So like, I'm very interested to see what his reaction is going to be.
2014. This has
Yeah.
been a thing
Yeah,
since
yeah.
2014.
Yeah.
Like
That's when they were a
people don't.
band.
No.
That's
Like
when
people
knew about
found
it.
out
Yeah.
about this like previous band.
Well, but now that it's getting bigger, because like I would imagine. So
This was on a video game podcast, so
okay, well, then
it's
maybe
not
not,
big.
but-
Like somebody just mentioned it offhand, and then they said, "Look it up," and I was like, "I will," and then I did, and I was absolutely shocked.
fuck. Well, what are you listening to?
I've
Not,
been
not that.
I've been specifically listening to an album a day, but
Right.
specifically the most exciting one I've found recently is this is a record that came out late 2022. It's a band called the Beths. I realize saying that out loud it's difficult. It's Beth, like the name, but with an S. But they had a record that came out last year called Expert in a Dying Field. And it's the most just like indie like rock that like I love it. The vocal harmonies are like some of the best I've ever heard. And the title track on it is just perfect. The singer, she's like incredibly just like she can go from her like chest voice to her falsetto or high voice in the most silky smooth way. And she knows it and does it and goes up and down. And I was just like, well, surely she can't do this live. And then I looked it up and I was like, holy shit, they
cool.
can. And we have a show the same night that they're going to be in town. I was like,
That sucks.
yeah, I'm pretty upset about that. But yeah, I've been listening to that
We can
among
cancel.
a lot of other things. You know, I was thinking about it. You'll be on the bill anyway, so
Like I said, I've been listening to Theo Katzman's new single "Be the Wheel." I think it's fucking incredible. I cannot wait for the album. He said that this album was recorded as raw as possible, basically. So there's like
no condoms.
Yeah, no condoms. Pretty much no overdubs. Definitely no click. You can hear in the single like a lot of push and pull in the tempo, and it feels great. There's it sounds really, really like intimate. Like if you watch the video of them playing it in like, 'cause they recorded it all in like a cabin in a mountain. It's like the dream that every musician has.
Yeah.
Sorry, not every musician.
No,
A lot of musicians
I don't want to
have
be
that dream.
isolated like that.
A lot of musicians have that dream, and they did it, and it sounds amazing. I cannot wait for the album. I ordered the vinyl, the shirt, and the hat.
Nice.
And a hat.
and a hat.
I got nothing.
Again?
I've been just learning songs
That's fair.
constantly.
What
good
type of
reason.
songs?
Fucking country songs. I'm in like 7 country bands now. It's
That's
stupid.
baby shoes, dude.
It's stupid.
Baby shoes.
Baby shoes.
Too many country bands.
Yeah.
I don't have any music I've been listening to, but there's a episode of a podcast I've mentioned before, Congressional Dish, that covers the monopoly powers of Live Nation and Ticketmaster and all the hearings
Nice.
around that in Congress. And it's very interesting. There's lots of, I guess you would say, promoters and producers of tours that are now like basically have no business and don't have any way to do anything at this point because of Ticketmaster. And it just, if you're interested in how fucked up that whole situation is, it does a really good job of explaining it. And,
like
and
the ripple
pulling in
effect.
all the context of everything from the testimony and hearings in Congress about it recently.
Nice. Very cool. I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah.
It is
that
very-
sounds super
that's
interesting.
super-
It's very
that sounds-
long, but it's
fine.
good. It's got clips from
Is it dry?
the different. No,
Okay.
she puts in.
I don't
some
trust
personality.
you. I don't trust you.
That's fair.
Your voice didn't change at like any tone at all when you said that.
Yeah,
Is it dry? No.
it's not C-SPAN.
Yeah.
She puts in more of her opinion about things, and
Cool.
is very clear about this is her opinion. This is what is coming from the actual like congressional hearings and everything about it. So
Cool. Anybody got anything else? Anybody have anything they want to promote?
Yes, for sure. Dave Hagen and me will be out on the road this coming weekend.
Not this coming
Two-
weekend.
2 weekends.
2 weekends.
2 weekends, whatever.
The 16th, 17th,
Yeah.
and 18th.
Because
it is
I'll
kind
be
of
at-
important for you to know those dates. Though.
because I will be out this coming weekend, but I'll talk about that after.
Okay. On February 16th, Moniker will be playing a rock show in Austin, Texas, at the Mohawk. On February 17th, we'll be playing in Houston.
Metal show.
Yes, mariachi band style at in Houston at Bohemios, and then we will be back on the 18th in San Marcos, and we'll be playing at Jack's, and it's just gonna be a good time. We're looking forward to getting out of the DFW,
Yeah.
playing to some new people, and if you're a listener of the show, come on out.
Yeah.
There
And
will be new merch.
I will similarly be in those pretty much exact same places this coming weekend on the, I believe, the 9th, 10th, and 11th with a band called Matthew and the Arrogant Sea. I will be at the Mohawk in Austin. No, the Mohawk. Sorry, that's us.
Sahara
I'll be at
Lounge.
Sahara Lounge in Austin with Matthew and the Arrogant Sea, and then I'll be in Houston 2 days in a row playing both the Rustics. First, I'll be playing the Downtown Rustic, and I'll be playing the Post Oak Rustic. So if you're in Austin, Houston, San Marcos, the next 2 weeks, and you're a listener to the podcast, you can come see us play live.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good time. We're really, really excited for all these shows. So
There's a meteor shower on our San Marcos date. So if you're nice to me, I'll invite you to come hang out with us to watch it.
He didn't invite us.
no, he
I
invited
told you about
He said
it.
you're not nice to him though.
He said
he invited
he
us
and his
after I was
partner
like,
are
we're
going.
not invited, and then he was like, no, you
Told
are
you
invited.
about it. Me telling you about it, that's the invite.
We're gonna
That's
hide in the bushes and throw rocks at y'all and say it's the meteors.
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I just
I think there's other things you might want to do.
we can get our own.
Like
we can
kiss.
I was gonna say we can get our own. We can get our own little little blanket to sit
Picnic.
on.
Bottle of whiskey.
And not tell our wives about the rest.
Get all fat and sassy.
Awesome. And everyone good? All right, I'll take us out of here. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe on whatever podcast app you're using to listen to this. And if you are watching, please subscribe and like the video. It's free. I'm taking that from you. I like that so much. It's a great thing to say.
Always felt that
Yeah.
way. If you like something on social media, just fucking like it.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
you don't actually care about your algorithm, so just fucking like and subscribe to
Yep.
shit.
So please like the video and please subscribe. If you subscribe while we're live, a little alert pops up on the screen. It'll say your name on it. It's pretty neat. If you're on social media, you can follow us at DFTA Podcast on Instagram. Don't Be the Artist on TikTok. If you have any topic suggestions, any thoughts at all, please send us an email
Please.
at the Grammys at don'tbetheartist.com or DM our socials or comment on the YouTube video. Lots of options, lots of ways to communicate with us. I'm super having fun time doing all the all the video stuff. It's actually been like really nice, really relaxing to kind of just edit these videos, and I think I have like 7 in the YouTube Shorts can that are ready to be posted. So, and then just more I'm working on. So please, if you have any thoughts about any of that stuff, please let me know. If you see it, give it a like, subscribe to our channel, subscribe to the podcast, and thanks everybody. Nope.
Fuck off! Get rid of town!
I farted.
I faulted.
Did you know that one of our friends, in fact, I think maybe the one who filmed that,
Has farted?
didn't know about that?
About being in the show?
No.
Or just happening at all?
Happening at all.
That makes sense.
Get rid of town!
Shit, that clip is so funny.
You pussy! Pussy! Pussy, want me! You piece of shit!
I don't remember saying that.